Hey, what's up YouTubers, and welcome back to another Toddy Walnuts overview video. As you can see from the title, I ended up doing it. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I did order the Blue Underground 4K Ultra HD release of Zombi, Lucio Fulci's 1979 classic zombie film. This movie has so many releases over the years. I was going to put my foot down and skip this one. I just couldn't do it. So stick around. We're going to go over the specs on this. I'm going to go inside and show you guys what is all included with this release. I'm also going to show you guys the additions that I picked up over the years of this movie. And we're going to go over why this was originally called Zombie 2 and not Zombie. So stay tuned. So the slipcover is off. I just wanted to kind of go over the slipcover really quick before we get into the release. And it's a very thin, a very paper thin slipcover. It looks like it's not going to probably last very long. Probably shouldn't be handled very often because you can see that it's already kind of starting to fray a little bit. I'm very, very careful with my movies and stuff that I have in my collection. And I just wanted to point that out. It's a very, very thin slipcover. I love the way that original poster art looks on that black case. And there's the 4K Ultra HD logo. And in 2018, Blue Underground released the 4K scan of this film. You can see the actors who starred in the movie. And you get disc 1 is the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, and disc 2 is the Blu-ray with all the special features, and you get interviews and a lot of good stuff. I did pop this in and I watched it, and it looks very good. I don't think it's really going to look much better, but as you guys know, they're going to be releasing a PlayStation 5, I think next year in 2021, I believe, and that's supposed to be 8K. So you know eventually somebody's going to release this on 8K Blu-ray, and you know it's going to be Blue Underground, and we'll probably all buy that one too. But there's what the extras disc looks like. And there is the Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision HD Blu-ray. This movie was called Zombie 2 because in 1978, George A. Romero released a film called Dawn of the Dead. And in Italian, it was called Zombi. So a year later, when Fulci released this movie, and it was very common back then for directors to kind of ride the coattails of other directors and try to bring out a movie as an unofficial sequel just to kind of cash in on the success of the previous movie, and that's exactly what Fulci did. He called this movie Zombie 2, and eventually it was dropped to Zombie for the US title, and in the UK and Europe they called it Zombie Flesh Eaters. And you're going to see a different array of covers in my collection. I'm going to go over all that stuff right now. Stay tuned we're going to go over the other Blue Underground releases, and then we'll get into some German stuff and some DVDs that I have. So don't go anywhere. In 2004, Blue Underground released this DVD of Zombie. And for the longest time, this was what I was watching this film on years and years ago. And this was a nice release. I really liked the way that it was cleaned up. It looked very good. It's a nice packaging. It never came with an insert. It just has like a Blue Underground catalog for some of their previous titles. I keep that stuff in there. And then it has the chapter selections that came with the clear case. And this was always a very nice looking edition. Then in 2011, Blue Underground released a 2-disc Ultimate Edition of Zombi. Came with the slipcover, and again, the slipcover was very paper thin. And I know a lot of these were damaged over the years and they didn't survive. So it's a little bit tougher to find this edition with the slipcover. And I know that eventually the slipcovers sold out and then they were just selling them without the slipcovers. But these are pretty hard to find now to get a good one. And even the good ones are kind of, you know, there's little kinks and crimps and stuff in there and little dings. But when I'm not handling these, I do keep these in these plastic sleeves. So this is only for demonstration for this video that I'm handling it, because I do have this movie several times. I don't watch this edition anymore. There's the classic Zombie. Very iconic image. And this one has some extras, but not quite as much as some of the newer releases. Again, this looked very good on Blu-ray. And there's the Ultimate Edition Disc 1. And the Ultimate Edition Disc 2, which contained the special features. In the background, it had the chapter stops, as well as part of an image from the film. Probably one of the most iconic images in horror film history. That's the eyeball scene with the splinter. So that is the 2011 edition of Zombie. In 2018, Blue Underground released 3-disc limited edition with the 4K restoration for the films, and it also does come with a CD soundtrack, so it's a 3-disc set, like I said. And the slipcovers had lenticular covers, and there was 3 different covers. I will show all 3 in this video. This one was the more common cover. This is the zombies walking across the bridge in New York. And it doesn't really change the image. It just more or less shows the 3D depth of the zombies as they're crossing the bridge. And these slipcovers are much nicer. They're higher quality, they're thicker. There's a nice little gloss on there. I don't think they really need that window. That's kind of a pet peeve of mine when slipcovers have that little window. This one has a bunch of extras. And it came with some pretty cool stuff on the inside. There's the reversible cover. I flipped that one already because the other cover looks exactly like this, only it's not lenticular. And this one did come with some literature on the inside. There's a little flyer for the Fulci Zombie comics from Avon Press, avonpress.com. I will be showing some of these in this video at the end, so stick around for that. It also does come with a nice, pretty thick book. I would say it's got to be 15 to 20 pages. There's a track listing for the CD. There's some write-ups about the film, some still images. And I was saying that I did pop this in a couple nights ago and watched it, and it looks really good. I don't know if it's ever going to need to look better than this, and I don't think it really needed to look this good to begin with, but I am glad that I bought it. It does look nice. So I will put this stuff back, and I'll show you the other 2 covers. Actually, before I put it away, I want to show you what the discs look like. We don't want to go too fast on this. But there is the 2018 restoration on Blu-ray. There's the Blu-ray special features. And again, it has the reversible cover of the zombies on the bridge. And something I always like to see with the release is the CD soundtrack, especially for a movie that's kind of obscure like this, that doesn't have a, you know, it's not a very popular soundtrack. In the horror community it is, but not abroad, you know, not across the board. So I'm really glad to have something like this on soundtrack. So now I will put this stuff away. These are the other 2. In the center and the right are the 2 that I didn't show yet. And these are the 3 that were released in 2018. This one does have a lenticular cover that shows the image of the splinter kind of plunging right into that old eye socket. And these two are sealed because it's exactly the same on the inside, so I don't really need to open these up. These are more or less for collectors pieces for my collection. And this is my favorite one right here, the zombie with the blinking eye and the worms kind of moving in his eye socket. And I just wanted to, I do keep these in these plastic cases, even though they're still sealed. I like to keep them all together. I just wanted to kind of show you why I was griping about these little windows. If you look closely, if you put the movie in and out, there's only a very small amount of material, cardboard there on the top of the slipcover. And you can see that it's already putting stress on the upper right. And it's not a very good design. And it's such a beautiful slipcover, they could have easily just had that solid and it would have lasted a lot longer. So we'll kind of show you the recap again of these three. I'll show you a recap of the rest of the Blue Underground and we'll move on because that is the end of the Blue Underground zombie titles. So there again are the 6 titles of Zombie from 1979, all put out by Blue Underground. I wanted to do one more thing before I put these away. The 4K and the 2-disc Ultimate Edition are very thin. The CD cases, the Blu-ray cases are very thin, and the slipcovers are thin. And when you compare the size of the other editions, the 3-disc limited editions, they're much thicker and they have a heavier feel to them. They just feel quality. I really love these editions. I just wanted to kind of show you the size comparison in the other Blu-rays. Moving right along into the next edition is Anchor Bay's. This is the Fulci collection that they called it at the top. And this one was released in 2002 by Anchor Bay. And you can see that there's barely anything for special features. It did have a nice transfer of the movie. There's the disc. Nothing really flashy about this. There's no reversible cover. They didn't have those really back then. It comes with a little insert, a little 2-page insert with the chapter stops, and it shows a German poster image advertising the film, and just some little write-ups. So that is the Anchor Bay edition from 2002. In 2004, Media Blasters released the Zombie 2 25th Anniversary Special Edition. And again, don't get confused because Zombie 2 is still Zombie, still the same movie. This was another release that was very kind of chintzy, very soft, and it came with a slipcover, slipcase. And a lot of these didn't survive over time because they were handled and they were ripped and gouged and dinged and all that stuff. And these were very easy to damage. You know, even if you kind of just keep them on your shelf over time, they just kind of curl up. And this was a cool addition. But this is one of the main reasons why I don't like digipacks or, you know, slipcovers. This is not a digipack. It's actually an Amaray case, but this one came with some pretty cool stuff. Not only was it a 2-disc, you have the movie on disc 1 on a swing tray, and disc 2 had the special features. You also got a poster, which I'll pull out in a minute. You got a chapter stop card insert, and it shows some of the other Shriek Show releases from 2004. This one also came with another advertisement. I don't know if all of the editions came with this, but mine did. This was part of the Media Blasters advertising. This was called Flesh for the Beast. I don't know why this was in my release, unless they were just, you know, advertising this release to pick it up or buy it. I don't know if it was put in there on accident. You guys would have to let me know if you had it in your edition. But for a long time, this was the favorite of my collection. a lot of these didn't come complete because I know after a while they stopped putting the poster in, so people were picking these up kind of later in the game, and they were trying to track down the poster on eBay or wherever they can find them. So there is the Zombie 2 poster. Just a little tiny poster. My hands are pretty big, but it's still a very small poster. And that is the 2004 edition of Zombie, aka Zombie 2. The next two in my collection are from Europe, from the UK, and this is a steelbook from Arrow Video, and this is showing the European title, Zombie Flesh Eaters. Very, very beautiful cover. Love it. These are sealed. These are just collector's pieces in my collection. These will not be viewed or opened. You can see that it does have a ton of special features. These are region B. Really nice edition. And the second one is the window box edition, which was limited to 500 pieces. Still sealed. Very hard to find. Very, very expensive piece nowadays. And these were released in 2012, which they're now long out of print. So these are my 2 Euro titles. I would like to get the DVD from Arrow Video, which looks exactly like this, only it's the DVD edition of it. You can get that one pretty affordable. I think that's about 20 bucks. You can get that on secondary markets. But again, these are the 2 from Arrow Video. Very happy to own those. The next 2 are from Germany, and there is the German title, which is pronounced Voodoo. They pronounce their W's as a hard V in Germany, so it's Voodoo. And this is a media book from XT Video, and this is a Blu-ray DVD combo. There's the DVD, and these are beautiful editions. I really love these. I also have a steelbook from Germany, which I'll be showing. I used to have a hard box that I ended up selling when I was trying to get out of the hard box game, and I really regret it. I really wish I would have kept it in my collection. That's one of the things I really regret letting go. And there is the special features DVD, and behind it is the feature film on Blu-ray. And this is a limited piece. It was limited to 1,500. I got number 812. This was also put out in 2012, same as the Arrow releases. And this is a DVD steelbook. This is the Uncut Collector's Edition from XT Video. It has a lenticular cover. And again, it doesn't really change the image. It just kind of shows depth. This was put out in 2012. For a minute, I was thinking about selling this as well, but I'm going to keep it. Look at that. That's beautiful right there. So joining us today is the lovely Miss Hannah on the left and the recovering Miss Heidi. It was a week ago today. She had her surgery. She's doing very, very good. She's ahead of schedule. So these are the 2 editions from XT Video in Germany. The last movie I'm going to show, and then I'll show you guys a couple of comic books here in a second. But this is the Wizard Video big box VHS of Zombie. This is the reprint. So this is not an original. This is a reprint that I bought from Full Moon Video a few years ago now. Probably, was it about 10 years ago, or a little bit less maybe. But I know that these big boxes originally came out in 1985, but I think I bought this about in 2015 or 2014, something like that, maybe a little bit longer than that, but beautiful edition nonetheless. And it's in mint condition. It's just a display piece. I picked it up, a nice collector's piece, without, you know, paying the collector's price for it. So really glad to have this in the collection. Now I will go over and I'll show you a recap of all the movies, and then I will show you the comic books, and we will wrap the video up. So here is the recap, and we have the two German editions, the media book, steelbook, Wizard Video, big box VHS from Full Moon Video, two titles from Arrow Video in the UK, that is the steelbook on the left, and the window box limited to 500 on the right, the Anchor Bay DVD, the Shriek Show DVD. There's the newest addition to my collection, that is the Blue Underground 4K Ultra HD. There is the 2-disc Ultimate Edition. These are the 3 lenticular cover editions. And there is the Blue Underground DVD. So comment below and let me know what your favorite edition from this video is. Also comment and let me know if you have editions that I don't have, and I would like to hear about them. So stay tuned, we're going to go over the comic books. In 2016, Avon Press released 4 comic books from the Fulci's Zombi series. I'm going to go over one by one, kind of quickly, the editions here. This is the first edition. There were only 1,000 copies printed and sealed. I'm sorry, printed and sealed. Some of these were signed too, I believe. I don't know if I have this one signed. I have the other one signed, but it did come with some pretty cool swag. Here, let me pull this stuff out, and we will go over it. It comes in like a little slip cover. I already did go over these before in a video a long time ago. I think it's due for... Okay, it says the first 500 copies were signed and numbered. So there's issue 1, and it shows the iconic image of that zombie. Very thick, glossy pages. I'm not going to go over every single page. If you guys love your comic books and you like collectibles, I think these are right up your alley. I really enjoy these. I'm not the biggest comic book guy, but I really enjoy these. Nice little, it's almost like a little box set. And the artwork is phenomenal. It looks really good. The quality is very, very high. And it comes with, I guess, kind of like a advertising insert for another comic called Bottom Feeder. It says it's coming in 2018. I never did get into that. Some information about that. You also get a little, like a little trading collectible card. You get a bookmark, The Dead Are Among Us, Tool Up People. And you get a little sticker. It says, "We are going to eat you." So let me put that stuff away and we'll get into issue 2. So here is issue number 2. They're calling this one the Eye Gouging second issue. It says only 2,000 copies were printed and sealed. Of those 2,000, only 1,000 were signed and numbered, and I did get a signed and numbered edition for part 2. And again, it does come in like a little slipcover to hold all your little goodies in. This one comes with a numbered, I guess they're calling this the book plate. I got number 905 out of 1,000. And it's signed, and I think that's signed by Stefano Romano, and it's also signed over here. And there's a really cool glossy art card on the back of that. It looks really beautiful. And it comes with another bookmarker. A couple more trading cards. The Dead Rise in the Cemetery of Matul. Peter and Anne. And another signed card. I think that one's Stefan Romano. I'm not sure who the other signatures were. The Power of the Voodoo Dead. And again, it comes with another little sticker. Another little advertising insert for bottom feeder. And then here is the issue. Number 2. I saved these for last in case some of you guys weren't really interested in the comics, so you can kind of check out now, and I would not blame you. But some of you may be interested and want to stick around to the end. And again, I wouldn't blame you. If you made it this far, first of all, I want to thank you. Secondly, I'm going to tell you guys a dad joke that I thought was pretty funny that I heard today. And if you made it this far, either comment what your favorite movie was in that zombie lot that I showed, or tell me your favorite dad joke. Keep it clean, a nice clean dad joke in the comments. The joke I heard was, did you hear that the Scarecrow won a big award? He was outstanding in his field. But I thought that was pretty funny. But I wanted to share that with you guys. Maybe get a smile out of that. Let me put part 2 away and we'll get into issue 3. Issue number 3, they're calling it the throat-ripping 3rd issue. Again, there was only 2,000 copies printed and sealed, and 1,000 were signed and numbered. And I believe that is Stefan Romano again. And here is the little slip box. Some really, really cool art. Some of the best comics I've ever seen before. I mean, just the quality and the imagery. It's just beautiful. And this one came again with a book plate. I got number, looks like 720 out of 1,000, signed again by Stefan Romano. Here is the image that's on the cover. Couple more trading cards. Card number 5, The Rise of Worm Eye, or Worm Eyes. Here is card number 4, Could You Kill Your Wife? You have to make a tough decision, like they did in the movie. Here's another bookmark. They were really advertising Bottom Feeder. If anybody has ever read Bottom Feeder, let me know. Sticker. And another advert for Bottom Feeder. And then here's the issue number 3 from January. And it says, in this issue, Island of the Dead. I try not to turn the pages too hard because I know some people really hate that squeak when the fingers grab a page. I try to do it quietly. For some people, it's like chalk or fingernails on a chalkboard, and I try not to irritate people. I think I do that enough as it is. I don't want to overdo it. But yeah, that's issue 3. I'm going to put that away. We'll get into the last issue, and then we will wrap this video up. So this is part 4, and this one is not signed, but this is my favorite edition, and I'll show you why. It comes with a blood red vinyl that only 750 were pressed. Here's the little slip box, and this is issue 4 again, like I said. Comes with a couple cards. We got number 7, the underwater swimmer. And number 8, you can see Fulci. Colonel Fulci kills. Came with another bookmark. And it came with a little bit of a bigger sticker. And here's the little vinyl. It's about the size of a CD, a little bit bigger. It comes in a little plastic sleeve, and it's a little red colored vinyl. I'm not going to pull it up, but it comes in this little gimmicky, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. You see the red color? They call it the blood red vinyl. It's just big enough to play that beginning song on the soundtrack. That synthetic, or that synth, the zombies walking. You can hear that boom, 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 boom. Comes with a, looks like there's a couple of posters in here, or some little fold outs. Yeah, so if you guys want to comment with a funny joke down below, that would be cool. Kind of make people smile during these times. If you're not into that, that's fine too. I understand. It'd be good to hear from you guys, and of course, you could always talk about whatever you want on the channel. Some more little comic book inserts. I stopped at 4, only because, not because I wasn't interested. I just kind of lost track of it for a moment or two, a couple years actually. Maybe at some point I will try to track down some of the newer ones. I'm not even sure what they're up to by now, but it says here that they're advertising number 5, and I have up to number 4. So if anybody knows how far they got along, I could easily do a Google search too, but if any of you guys know offhand and you want to plug that in down below in the comments section, it'd be good to hear from you. Let me know what they're up to. Let me know if you picked up any of these, or if you ever plan to. So I will put these away. We'll go do a little quick recap, and I will bid you guys good day. So there are the 4 zombie covers in all their glory. They're beautiful animated gore and guts and blood, gory goodness. So over the next day or so, tomorrow, the next day, I don't know, I'm going to do a Suspiria overview like this, because I did recently pick up the Suspiria from 1977. I picked up the 4K Ultra UHD release of that from Synapse. So I will be showing that edition plus some of the others in my collection. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything you want to talk about at all, go ahead and hit me up down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Hope you're staying occupied, keeping your mind off of the bad things. Try to stay positive on good things. We will get through this. It's almost done. So guys, for Miss Heidi and Miss Hannah, I'm going to wrap it up here, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Thank you for watching.